Fringe is here, every voice we wanna hear. Stages set, the lights are bright, bring your art into the night. KC's heart, it beats so loud, every artist in the crowd. Voices rise and colors blend, create a world that won't end. Welcome to Fringe, the place is calling. Lights are flashing, hearts are falling. Join the wave, come feel the motion. Dive into this Fringe devotion. Stories told and laughter shared, every stage shows how we care. Dreamers rise and new worlds make.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I have Elizabeth here today, so go and introduce yourself, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to someone by the name of Ben. So my name is Elizabeth Young Collins, and I wrote a show called A History Tour Hijacked, based on some life experience of being a tour director myself, tour guide in Washington in the spring for 15 years now, I think. And I had a play to write, and we were moving, and some health problems on loved ones, and I just realized I better take the time to write about something I know. So I wrote about also my love of country, my love of having your dreams come true, and I do think of America as a land of dreams. And I've for years shown people the United States Capitol, the White House, and all of the monuments and memorials, and a city of great vistas. So I combine. Now, can you hear me okay? Because I'm at
I can hear you great. I can hear you great. Headphones.
Okay, great. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you. It's nice of you to invite me to the podcast.
Well, you and any other Fringe artist that wanted to do it. So yeah, DC. I was in DC in '95. On believe it or not, a high school trip. I was in Navy Junior ROTC all 4 years of high school, and that includes going to different naval bases.
Okay.
I got to go on a trip to the Hampton Roads area, so Norfolk, Virginia Beach, and that's the primary part of the trip. But we took a couple days, went up to DC, got to tour the Capitol, got to drive around DC, saw the White House back when they still allowed traffic around the White House. So Arlington Cemetery, Union Station, and then the next day they let us loose on the mall. So,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the National Mall.
mhm.
Am I disturbing you? Oh, okay, good. One of the things I tell them people, I've disturbed my husband, so I figure I must disturb.
You do.
He's up in this hotel room. So, but one of the things I like to do in the show is I pretend, I'm British. I talk about how the mall, actually, I don't bring this up in the play, but anyway, that the mall is a British word for a grand sward of grass. And it's not the mall like Target or whatever.
You're right.
So yeah, no, the kind of James Smithson, how he was buried there, and that he gave us some money that finally John Adams went and got for us to build the Smithsonian Institution to create all those museums. So it's kind of fun. So yeah, well, I'm lucky enough to have gotten into the trifecta, which is Kansas City, Minneapolis, and Indianapolis.
Cool.
And I live half an hour north of Indianapolis.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had to look up your hometown on the Fringe website, and yeah, you're just outside, kind of like, yeah, it's the suburbs of Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah, suburb, yeah. So when we moved there, so we had lived right near, I lived only 12 miles south of Boston. in South Boston, and I'd been in the parades and sung, for St. Patrick's Day and all this stuff. So when we moved, I'd lived over 30 years in Boston. So my husband asked me how I'd like to live, how would I like to move to Indiana? He got this dream job. I said, and my response was, "You mean how would I like to go to hell?" It was not happy because when I was a teenager, my father said, "Here, I was one of 7. He's like, here, take my gremlin, go across the country, go to California, have fun." I stayed in KOA campgrounds by myself. And anyway, I remember it just being so flat. However, I moved here and everything was, I didn't know anybody and there were a lot of roundabouts. I was dizzy. So I went to the Indie Fringe to volunteer because I was sitting, I was in the suburbs, this HOA, right? Homeowner Association. And this older woman came up to me before I volunteered at the Indie Fringe. This woman came up to me and said, she said, "Are you retired? Does your husband still work? Do you have children? Do you have grandchildren? Do you have a church?" And I was like, no. So I thought, oh my God, they think I came here to die. So, and in that area of Zionsville, I'm a little bit more liberal than some of the others. So I volunteered in Indianapolis to be with other artsy fartsy people. And then the next year I wrote my own show called "Why Be Normal When You Really Are Extraordinary."
Right.
Yeah. It's
That's
nice
pretty
to be
cool.
in company of people who don't care so much about being normal, whatever that is.
Yeah.
As they say, it's just a cycle on a washing machine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. So yeah. First time in KC?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's wonderful. We just had, I think I told you, was trying out these different places. So we were lounging around. He had a business meeting, my husband. So we found this place, the Corner Cafe, where we could have breakfast all day long. They
mhm.
delicious food. And then I went to Lulu's for Thai food, and we heard that Jack Stacks was good for barbecue, so we went
Yeah.
there. So we are being a typical tourist, as well as myself hounding Danny, because I'm the producer and I wrote this show. And I originally had a woman actress play opposite me, and she unfortunately had a friend who was deathly ill, so she had to pull out of the show. So I had to rewrite it. And I'm sure it's actually better, but now because this guy, my husband, plays a heckler, and he's been doing that for a long time anyway.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of things. Yeah, I have not tried the Corner Cafe yet myself up in Riverside, right?
Yeah.
So those unfamiliar with the area, Riverside's a
Kind of
northern
far away.
suburb. It's a
Yeah.
northern suburb.
Yeah.
Um,
We got up too late to go again to Etc.
Exeter. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. Exeter, right next South Plaza, next to Minsky's. In fact, I think it's the same company owns both.
Okay, so
Mhm.
tell me about your, how you got involved in the Fringe, if you don't mind.
Oh, not a problem. So 2011 was my first year volunteering for Fringe. And I've been a Fringe volunteer since. In fact, I'm a Fringe volunteer for this year's festival too. So in
Okay,
addition to being a performer, um, one year I did a video actually for Fringe, as part of
okay.
my volunteering. I came to be a performer while I started the podcasts in 2019. 2020, I really wanted to do interviews in front of a live audience, and we know what happened in 2020. Repeat 2021 and 2022, the live Fringe starts back up, but everyone in my house except for me got COVID a week before this festival.
Oh,
So
wow.
they forced me to do virtual Fringe that year. Last year, I just volunteered, but this year, well, let's try it again. And so far, it's been pretty good. It's been
Yeah,
pretty good so far. Yeah.
super. Yeah. I just saw, yeah. So I'm very grateful to be here. And, yeah, I thought it was timely also about what's going on in the world. Because one of the things I do say whenever I give a tour of Washington, which is
Yeah.
often, is that I don't discuss politics, religion, or dieting. And then everybody gets along well. So in this show, I just vaguely refer to George Washington when he took designs for the White House, did not want to have a mansion or a palace or even a resort hotel like some of the those rulers in Europe had. And so
Right.
he designed what some would consider a modest domicile for the greatest power in the world. I speak, of course, about the president's wife, the first lady. And then I go
Yep.
into stories and they have to decide whether I'm telling the truth or not. Last night I gave out lollipops, and that was pretty good.
That's cool.
If you get the answer correct of the history, I give you a lollipop. It's a lot of fun. It's a much lighter show than the one I did last year, which addressed issues of alcoholism. And last year was the Betsy show, but I didn't do it at KC Fringe. But I'm very proud of that one too. I've had that translated into French. And I do sing in French in this show because I was a French English teacher years and years ago, but I decided to use that talent in the show as well.
Awesome.
And, talk about how France helped us in the Notre Guerre d'Indépendance. Or independence. So, yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah. So I've been through Indianapolis a couple of times. As we talked over the phone, my dad's from Pittsburgh originally, so we would always, take 70 out to Pittsburgh and going back, and it goes through Indianapolis. I probably should make a point to visit at some point, especially during basketball season.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Pacers have long been my team.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well,
Minneapolis.
Big section in the downstairs where you could come and stay with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We
Nice.
just built the house, after a fire, so it's kind of fun. Like, hey, this is a whole new apartment. We were able to redesign some things with the insurance company, but anyway, sorry. So you're going to come to Indianapolis?
I'm thinking about it. So
Yeah.
it's on my to-do list. When we'll see, but
Right.
it's my to-do list. Minneapolis, I have been, and I swear it's one of the most beautiful cities in the United States. My opinion.
Absolutely. My mother was born in St. Paul. My cousins all live in Minneapolis, and they're helping me promote this show because I, obviously I'm not there. But also because they helped me last year when I was in it. And what a blast, I had one show that was at 10 o'clock on a Sunday, and two people showed up, and I was grateful for those two people because I thought I'll be like, if I have anybody this late at night, right? Anyway.
That was my show last night at 7:30.
Oh, okay.
Just a couple of people showing up, and one of them had been on the podcast before. So, yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. So, Danny has some people that he knows from work. And this one man bought 20 tickets for his staff. But unfortunately, because of my husband's medical thing, we have to go back down to Indianapolis. So we had to cancel the July 27th concert. And that was kind of disappointing to me. But anyway, his health is more important, of course.
Yes.
Mention the fact that he's a co-star. So, and but anyway, 3 of them are going tomorrow night. They just called and they wanted to take us out to dinner. But I don't know about you. I don't usually have dinner with people before a show because I don't know.
Well, I'm at a venue that's serving foods to the
oh yeah, Black Box Theater. Well, I know they serve alcohol, but do they serve food?
Yeah, I'm at the Independence Boulevard Church. So, and they are serving nachos and burritos
Well, that's good to know.
and as well as some alcoholic beverages and non-alcoholic beverages. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty cool. You never know. You think, oh, no one's going to come, but you don't know who lives where and who knows who.
Yeah, and of course, Independence Avenue. I know that the French volunteers have been asking, can we get more volunteers to do Independence Avenue, because not a whole lot of people have been doing it. It's notoriously a bad part of town, but the venue's been fantastic, and had no problems with parking or anything. It's just got that reputation to it,
Now, but isn't it near the Bird? Where you have been performing, or not?
It is not. It is actually northeast of the bird.
Oh, okay, because I saw something, I thought, oh, that, I thought was the name of, okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm still getting to know the town, getting to know about it.
Yep.
Okay, all
And
right,
and you told me you were staying at the
Fairfield Inn.
Fairfield in Union Hill, right?
Yes.
So you may have noticed some streetcar construction.
Oh, mon
At
Dieu, yes.
yeah, that'll be open next year. So if you come back for
Fun.
Fringe
Yeah,
next year, yeah, you'll be able to hop on the streetcar, get to the crossroads. The crossroads stop is like literally a block or two from the bird. So
right, okay. Yeah,
yeah.
no, I've noticed that, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, we're in the Black Box Theater, which is kind of like, speaking of Union, it's out on Union. Anyway, it seems kind of out there, like way away from
Yeah,
everything.
West Bottoms, right?
But people have been coming. So
Good.
but next year, praise God, or whatever you want to say, dear God willing, or
Mhm.
not that I'm particularly religious, but I do think there's some power out there taking care of things that I can't control. Anyway, I'm trying to say is that like coming back next year would be fun because I know my lay of the land a little bit more.
Sure.
Yeah, so that would be cool. It's always a lottery, right? As far as you know.
Yeah, in terms of just living, we have
Applying.
to do what we gotta do. Like this past week, I've had a borrowed car. My car is currently in the shop. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. So,
yeah.
how have you been able to handle that? Like, is it just,
I'm borrowing my dad's car right now.
are you going? Well, I know like Jordan is the guy, magician. Have you heard of Jordan? Anyway,
Yeah, we met briefly at the previews last week.
okay. Because
Yeah.
he's also been at the Indie Fringe where I first met him, but I went to his show and he was saying something about, oh, not saying something about, he introduced me to the woman who is putting him up. What do they call that? Oh, harboring him. She's harboring him because he's no, what's it called when you put someone up? Billeting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway, lovely woman billeting him. We looked into billeting in another Fringe festival and it didn't go well. The people must have thought we were like 25 and we wouldn't mind living on a hard floor. They're like, okay, we're going to a hotel, honey. But this, so that's why we stayed at this hotel. But we have to start applying for grants and stuff like that.
Right.
So that would be helpful. It's just a thrill to be here and it's a thrill to be able to do it. So I'm grateful.
Great.
Yep. I got a good review. The woman said that it was fun and I had a lot of energy and that she said, if you're a history and travel nerd like I am, you're going to love the show. She said she highly recommended it. So I've gotten one review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't had one review yet, at least not on the website. But after our first show, someone did come up to say, "Hey, you guys were fun today."
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing to take some time to just get away from, bad news and all this media stuff about the thing that why I really wanted to do the show was that there's, for me anyway, so distracted by celebrities and news and
hmm
dramatic and traumatic and or it's all about how great other people are or not. There's a lot of gossip and it's about personalities. So I thought I really wanted to do a show about the principles that this country's founded on. I mean,
hmm
it's also founded on a lot of violence, especially for the indigenous tribes and stuff like that. But at any
right,
rate, it's also, you know, balance of government, checks and balances and all this. And people who fought for what they believed in and died for what they believed in. And so it's about a dream and how you have to fight for, focus on who you are, because in each one of us, we are gifts there's no one else like you or me, right? And so the
hmm
story is really about focusing on principles, not personalities, and on your own history, because I go on about these people, of course, historic, like George Washington and Pierre Charles L'Enfant. But the key is like to really honor yourself and all you're creating. And that's why, like, you create, obviously, and
Mhm.
really cool.
Yeah.
Because I think that with all of the busyness and all of the media and the distractions, could be very easy to just go through life and never create anything of your own,
Mhm.
which is
I
another good
agree.
reason to move to a place you've never been, because then you have to suddenly, make some meaning out of your life.
Mhm.
So thank God for the Fringe festivals to enable us to create and write our own shows. And it's really, really cool.
All right.
Well, thank you for your time. Did you have any questions you wanted to ask me?
Is there any place in KC you want to try out before you
Oh,
head out?
well, I don't know enough about it, but I'll take any recommendations you have.
Okay, so a couple blocks down from where you're standing, there's another great barbecue joint. It's called Gates.
Oh, Gates, I did see that sign. Okay,
All right.
I'll put that down, because my husband loves barbecue.
Mhm. I will warn you though, when you walk in, they'll scream, "Hi, may I help you?" All right, they will scream that at you.
It's
So
so
be
cute.
prepared. So be prepared for that. But the food is outstanding. All right.
Okay, great. How does it compare to Jack Stacks? Do you like Jack Stacks too?
Jack Stack is a lot classier than Gates, but still just pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, and of course, I'm not supposed to ask you about comparisons. It's something about just last week, I think I've heard this twice. Comparing is the death of creativity or something like that.
No,
Have you heard?
not when it comes to barbecue. You know, so, cause I will gladly compare barbecues around the place, but
Yeah, that's literally a 10-minute, we're not even from here, Gates. So cool.
yeah.
Now, these people are coming down from Chicago to see the show. Hopefully they're also coming here for work or whatever.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, I'm thrilled that they're coming. They called anyway. So I said to Danny, "How many people you think we're going to have at the show tomorrow night?" He said 3. So we know at least 3. Anyway, they want to take us out to ice cream to Betty Grable's or something like that. Betty Grable.
I'm not familiar with that one, so
Okay, I had probably have the name wrong. All right,
or it
now
could be a place I've never been. So yeah,
that's yeah. So that's our addiction, if you will. We don't drink alcohol, so we have ice cream.
There you go. There you go.
I have a website, by the way, if I could put that out there for you.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, because I do sing professionally, and I love to sing people's happy birthday, whatever. I do a lot of concerts that are concerts. It says you are chatting as a guest. So I can post this on here. I'll
Yeah,
post
go ahead, and you can okay. Oh, you're doing the chat thing. Okay, so
Is that what you
I
recommend?
should chat.
Okay, there I am.
All right, it is youngsings.com.
Yes. So uh yeah, I've been singing since age 40. I became a tour director, tour guide since at age 50, and at age 60, I started to emerge, and now apparently I'm a full-fledged playwright according to my director.
All right.
She's worked with Harold Prince on Broadway, and so she's very experienced, and she's still working with me. She told me I wouldn't take no for an answer, so I guess that's good. I'm
Good.
thrilled to have, a lot of, all it takes, right, is one person to support you and help you. And it's just really, first it was my husband and now it's my director.
Mhm. Right.
Oh, first it was my mother, I suppose. Maybe my father, I don't know. Anyway,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's funny you mention it because I started this podcast when I turned 40. So
very cool. Yeah.
yeah,
So you're probably younger than I am. I'm 69.
I'm 45. So
Yes, I figured you were when you said that yeah. Yeah, so in 1995 is when I got my first singing gig.
all right. I would have been that was the same year that I took that trip to DC when I was a sophomore in high school. So
It's so cool. Yeah.
mhm.
It's fun to be here and fun to be, and that's, I suppose, another theme is that, someone said to me, what did he say? Said something like, "Oh, you're finally becoming a star at age, in an old age or something." or I don't know. And I said, I'm a I'm a late bloomer, but at least I bloomed.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you start thinking you're old,
That
too old to
works.
do something, your body starts going, I'm too old,
Mhm.
right? So
Good deal.
keep on trucking.
Good deal. All right. All right. Well, I think we'll go and wrap it up here. So thanks for agreeing to come on, and best of luck with the rest of your shows.
Thank you, Mike. You're so kind and very exciting, fun to meet somebody else in Kansas City.
Yep.
All right, appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This podcast is Uncalled For is hosted, produced and edited by Mike Chernevsky. Opening music for our KC Fringe program is Welcome to Fringe, courtesy of Suno.com. Outro music for our KC Fringe program is Fantasia by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. If you are in the United States or Canada, you can call us at 816-832-5160. Leave your message or question for us, and if we like it, we will play it on the podcast. Please support the podcast and purchase our exclusive Uncalled For merchandise. T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers, and so much more. Go to www.cafepress.com/uncalledforpod. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next time.